Welcome to Season 2 of Around and Around the OCD Circle podcast. My name is Elizabeth, and I have been living with obsessive-compulsive disorder for over 60 years. I am not a therapist or a medical professional. Each week, I will document my struggles and successes while having OCD. I will also speak with ordinary people, just like yourself, from around the globe, who have graciously agreed to share their OCD stories with you. I feel certain you will relate to some or all of their experiences. If at any time you feel like hurting yourself or ending your life, please call the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline by dialing 988 if you are in the United States. It is open 24 hours a day, and you will be connected with the nearest crisis center to receive immediate counseling and local mental health referrals. Now, on to today's episode. Welcome, everyone. I hope you've been enjoying Season 2 of the podcast. Next week, I will be speaking with Zachary Gittleman, a young man living with OCD. He will tell us about his mental health journey and also an exciting app that he has created to help others who have OCD. He is currently offering this app free of charge, so I hope you will take advantage of his generous offer. I know I'm going to be checking it out. This past week, while I was keeping busy with work and planning for my vacation, something hit me like a truck. It was something I had dreaded, had been able to keep away from for over 2 years. That dreaded dark line on the test, it said I had the COVID virus. How did this happen? I don't know. I had been so careful. I hardly went anywhere. A trip to a store here and there, out to dinner once in a while, to visit my family for the day, and to work twice a week. The rest of the week I worked remotely from home. So there I was for the first time, a go-getter, always working, swimming, walking my dogs, chatting with my friends. Suddenly, I couldn't do anything but sleep 24 hours a day. It first came on with a strong headache, like a migraine. I wanted everything dark and quiet. Even after 2 days, I could only stay awake an hour or two, and it was back to bed for me. I felt so useless. All the household chores had to be done by my wife. The dogs weren't walked for 5 days. Handymen and other outside services had to be canceled. I am the cook of the family, but I couldn't handle food for fear that the virus would spread to my wife, which it eventually did. I couldn't work for my boss or work for my business because the fuzzy-headedness caused confusion and I made mistakes often. I couldn't count or remember things. I say all of this not for pity, but to tell you a bit about what I learned during this time. What I learned about myself. Important lessons that I hope I will always remember. Sometimes when you're sick or overwhelmed, you just have to stop. You have to stop everything and just rest. You have to put things aside that are important to you and let others help. I am a caregiver at heart. I'm the one who likes to take care of others. But last week, I just needed to be left alone with absolutely no responsibilities. It was embarrassing that I couldn't cook a meal or take a shower. It was frustrating that I could not handle the heat outside to walk my dogs, float around in the pool, or work on my business even for a few hours a day. But you know what? I made it through. Nothing major happened with me accomplishing absolutely nothing. Resting for a week, resting my body and my mind, brought me to a greater place of self-acceptance. It helped me see that when I am well, mentally and physically, that I am valued in our household, but that everything doesn't have to fall on my shoulders. I still cough a lot, so I'm majorly behind on recording and producing this podcast. This was stressing me out so much. So I thought, What can I do for the podcast that doesn't involve my voice? And I found plenty of editing and researching today. When my voice is ready, I know what to say, and the little things are done that I usually do after I record. I hope you're all well this week, physically and mentally. If you don't have a support system in place to assist you, if you have a week like I did, I hope you will start planning now. If you don't have family or friends right now, if you find yourself alone, I encourage you to join a club, sports, a church, a walking group, a choir, anything that is in your interest. Once you have made some friends, you will have a support system, but you have to start making those relationships now while you are well. Otherwise, you may find yourself alone with no support. Being alone in a crisis or an illness sucks. You start to feel sorry for yourself, and that makes it more difficult to get well. You start to feel defeated, which will keep you in the same pattern. And as we know, it causes anxiety, which will feed your OCD, which absolutely loves the anxious part of yourself. I hope you will join me Thursday morning for another midweek motivation, and again on Monday when I talk to Zachary Gittleman. I look forward to that conversation so much. Remember, we have a Facebook group by the same name of this podcast. We are a very small group. We are not there to judge you, but to listen. If you or someone else you know would like to share your OCD journey, please contact me at one of my social media links below. And remember, while OCD cannot be cured, it can be managed. I am living proof of that. Have a wonderful Monday.